Why does the FBI arrest Dwight Manfredi? As Dwight Manfredi and his partners celebrate the growth of their business endeavors, the FBI thoroughly examines the former Mafia capo's file. The general's sudden rise in popularity is puzzling, and the uncertainty only grows after his extremely covert arrest. He is then informed by an unidentified individual that Dwight will be employed by them. Although the FBI's sudden meddling may come as a shock, it has been anticipated for a while. The Bureau has been visible on multiple occasions, such as when Bill Bevilaqua chooses to assassinate Dwight after Tyson almost kills his associate. In order to monitor Bevilaqua, the FBI must have at last enlisted Dwight as an informant. The bug in the gangster's office is explained by the Bureau's long-term surveillance of the Kansas City-based criminal. Even though there isn't much information about this covert operation in the second season, its existence makes it clear that Bevilaqua has long been on the FBI's wanted list. The investigators may have thought he was the ideal informant to tell them about the gangster's activities now that Dwight and he had established a significant partnership. The FBI has no need to be concerned about Dwight because he has made all of his business dealings totally legal. With Bevilaqua, that isn't the case. Although the gangster's activities and endeavors have remained unclear, one thing is certain: they are not at all lawful, which is why the agency is monitoring him instead of the former Mafia capo. But the gangster's empire is difficult for the agents to penetrate, which is why they chose to depend on Dwight. It might not take the FBI much time to find evidence to convince Dwight to assist them. There may be questions about the identity of the officials engaged in Dwight's strange arrest. However, the agents cannot expose his cover by making his detention a spectacle since, sensibly, the Bureau plans to utilize him as an informant. Bevilaqua may put up a wall between himself and the general as soon as he finds out that the FBI has targeted him. This would defeat the purpose of the Bureau and explain why the investigators must apprehend the former Mafia capo in extreme secrecy. In conclusion, the third season of Tulsa King, which is now in development, might concentrate on Dwight's role in assisting the FBI in taking down Bevilaqua. This surprising partnership could lead to a new chapter in the general's life and even persuade Tina to. Tulsa King Season 2 ending: Why does Bill Bevilaqua kill Chicky? Following their discussion, Chicky and Bill Bevilaqua decide to murder Dwight Manfredi and divide his Tulsa assets. They both concur that their families deserve what has been developing in Oklahoma under the watchful eye of their enemy because they have been involved in the game for a considerable amount of time. But during their altercation with the general, Bevilaqua murders Chicky rather than Dwight. To gain favor with the former Mafia capo, the criminal from Kansas City betrays his comrade and ends the life of his opponent. He is aware that if he sides with the general, he would be rewarded with half of Cal Thresher's assets, which he is entitled to. Bevilaqua is experienced enough to know who deserves his trust, and Chicky may have been on the top of his list of untrustworthy acquaintances. He doesn't make a direct move against Dwight after Carl Caputo's death because he knows the former Mafia capo is easier to deal with than his counterpart in New York. He can reason with the general and have a talk to straighten things out, which is not possible with Chicky. Since the latter murdering Pete, the Rock, Invernizzi has become public knowledge, there is no way Bevilaqua can trust the man who didn't hesitate to kill his own father. Bevilaqua decides to change sides as a result. He is aware that Dwight is a man of character and principles who is smart enough to reward his deeds. He can't count on Chicky to do the same. The New York Mafia may even pursue Kansas City after he aids its irrational leader in taking over Tulsa, which would put an end to both Bevilaqua's rule and his family's legacy. He cannot attempt to acquire a kingdom at the expense of losing his empire. The mobster is persuaded by these considerations and opportunities that gaining Dwight as a friend and business partner is the best course of action. There is no guarantee that Chicky will earn enough money for Bevilaqua, even if she doesn't turn against him. Because of his egregiously bad performance in New York City, he is forced to be replaced by his own allies. Someone like that is untrustworthy to Bevilaqua. However, Dwight is a tried-and-true cash cow. The gangster is a better option than Chicky because he is aware that the general will only increase